Now, if you see, there are some manual implementation notes. So just click on the steps and then available action. It will tell us to re-implement. Click on yes and just follow the steps given. Just say yes. If there is any error while implementing the notes or any manual steps that have not been implemented yet, you will immediately get a message at the bottom of the screen telling you that the note was incompletely implemented. So you can take the note and then you can go to S Note and check what the implementation status is and what are the implementation steps that are still missing. So in this case there were none. Just taking the other one and do a yes. Okay, so now if you hit a refresh, all the ones that are remaining are the obsolete nodes. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you the difference between these two, and I'll come back to notes later. So now the main difference between with assistant and without assistant. So here in with assistant, you can see that on the right hand side we have an option of reset, we have an option of adjust and a compare versions. And if you go to without assistant, you only have reset, adjust and change processors, but you do not have the compare version. So this is the only difference between with assistant and without. That in with you have a compare version present right over here, which means, so if you this is the tool supported adjustment, then there are some modification was switched off the in red, and then some are the processing completed and some are again so yellow, some are automatic adjustment. So we'll take an example of each of them. So coming up to the first one, the tool supported adjustment. So here you can select it and then just do a version comparison. So on version comparison, you can see a split screen editor which shows you the current version and the previous version. So the current latest version is always on the left hand side, and the previous version, which is like the customer version, it's on the right hand side. So we have to just do a version comparison. This is similar like to what we do during our normal transactions. So here let's just go to next difference, and you can see that this one was inserted previously. So whatever was inserted, all these things we have to make sure that they are also present on the left hand side. So left is the SAP version or the standard version, and this one was the insert. You can see a transport here. So these are the custom changes. So the custom changes here are also present on the left hand side. So no changes to be made here. Just go to the next difference. So here again, this insert block, it's present on the left hand side as well. So we don't have to make changes, not these ones, we don't have to make it here. But on the left hand side, you can see the ones marked in blue, they have come in from the standard upgrade. So we don't worry about it. We just have to modify the customer changes. Going to the next difference. This is another insert. So check everything is present here. It is, so no change there. And then this is in blue, so no change here. This is also present here, so again no difference there. No difference here. Right. So now at this point you can see that this section was deleted. Replace first occurrence of this has been deleted, all these 4 lines. So here the replace is still there, and instead of that there is an insert statement here. So we are inserting this line. So just check if this is present here as well. So we have two replace statements here, and we have two replace statements here. The first one is commented, so we have two that are working, and in this also we have two. So the first one, or rather sorry, we have only one replace statement here. So this is replace first occurrence of this NPR page with L external ID and character mode, and this is replace first occurrence of view mode. So we do not want view mode. This is replace first occurrence of ext system ID. Insert. Replace first occurrence of ext system ID. ext. Okay, so on the right hand side, there is, out of all these replace statements, there's only one that is active, which is the ext system ID. And on the left hand side also, we do have the same one, which is ext system ID, and that is activated. And in the new one, we have the view mode, which is active. So in this case, we do not have to make any modifications. So when we say we do not have to make any modifications, that means we don't have to adapt any customer changes into our SAP system. That has already been taken care of by SAP. So in this case, we'll just go in and click on reset. Resetting means that we have adapted the newest version. So the object status changes here. Let us take another example again of the same class. Let's see if there is any change that we actually do have to make. So in this, again, we'll just do a compare versions. And in here, we can see that this was deleted. OTDS ticket, LPath PI OTDS ticket. And set cookie was deleted. And this portion. And in this, it is present, but it is commented. So that's fine. Since it's commented, we don't have to make any changes here. And then this was inserted. Set header field OTDS ticket LPath. Right, so it's similar. This one was inserted by us, but then it's already present here as part of the new changes. So again, no need to make any changes here. We'll just go in and do a reset. Okay, let's see this one, process queue items. Okay, so here just go to next difference. Now in this point, at this point, we can see this is CS phase process, it's the same. So okay, no difference. Just really have to check the part where they have written an insert. So for example, here there is an insert log exception, set APPL exception. This was inserted, but this is already present here on line number 58. So there's only one insert here. Again, we don't have to make any changes there. You can also, if you feel, you can also go in and do a version comparison from here. So this is how normally we see the versions in our transactions. So we can see the changes that are coming in before, like all the versions here. So this is the active version at the top, and then we do a compare versions from here. So you can see the same different way of comparison. So it's the only one insert statement that was done in 9974, and it's already present here. So in this case, I am going to go and just do a reset. In this, the insert is already present here. Then this was the delete, so we don't worry about that. and then there was an insert here. So 1004 begin and end, so it's already taken care of here. Data kind, so again no difference. Hit a reset, we do a refresh, the items will go away. So okay, so this one is a good example. Here you can see there is a modification log on the right. Okay, so there were some changes done in 2019, and then there is an insert. So this is LZ outbound is also present on the left, LV no archive BP is present, and this is present. So there is an insert here. So partner is marked for deletion, start of insert, this allows something, all this. Okay, so this is message, this it's already present here, but the message is if LV warning block BP equal to X, and it's different here. The reason why it's up and down is because of the modification log and the new changes here. So this is one thing we'll have to check. And if you go down, you can see this part is inserted after CRM messages collect, EV error equal to X, and this end if logical key. So in this there are some changes that we do have to make, but just we have to be really careful because of the mismatch of the number of lines on the left hand side and the right hand side. Okay, so I'm going to go in and check again. So this is the modification number 1, insert 1, which is fine, we don't worry about that. This is fine. This is the insert number 2. If partner function in get CL CAG utilities. So just go to this part. Partner is marked for deletion. Let's go to this line. Partner is marked for deletion. Partner is marked for deletion. So raise warning. Insert if LV. Alright. So we see that there are some changes. What I'm going to do is go ahead and go to click adjust, because we need to adapt the customer modifications. So click on adjust, and then you see all these logs that are present, right? So I want to insert everything, all these modifications on the left hand side. So I'm going to select the first insert, and I'm going to select it from line number 2, like one line under it. Select it and select copy to buffer. Once that is selected, you go into line number 2 and place and click on insert from clipboard. So what that does is everything that you have copied from the right hand side, that will automatically be pasted on the left hand side, inserting from the clipboard. And now you can see both the levels are the same, like everything on the right hand side has been imported on everything on the left hand side. And these symbols here, the and dollar sign, once you save it, everything this will be replaced by our transport number. Now going to the, now if you do a comparison on, you can see that the programs are not identical. So go to the next difference or go to the next modification. So next modification, it automatically takes you to where the inserts are. So you see this portion here, it's different from on the left hand side. So just do a compared version. Check partner. And I am going to select everything from here up to the insert here, and then do a copy to buffer, and then just paste it on this line, insert from buffer. So now again the versions on the line numbers have come to be equal, and then we can see the if else statement. So this was the if else and this is the end if. So we need to go to the, we need to see where the end if of this lies. So the easier way to do is just go to the next modification, and in the next modification it tells you that this is another insert that we have to do. So this insert is the end if of the previous one, so just select it and copy to buffer and go to the line number, insert from clipboard, and it has taken it. So now go, the programs are not identical, go to the next modification. There is no next modification available, so just do a syntax check. No syntax errors found. So that means we have copied all the modifications from the previous customer changes to the existing one. You can see everything on the left hand side and the right hand side is same. Programs are not identical, it says, because of yeah, the programs are not identical, but we'll just see what it has to say. So going to the top, right, the programs are not identical because it says that start of insert, this statement is missing from the left hand side, but that's all right. This is just a comment. Just check the modifications if everything is present. This is end if, this is end if. Don't worry about these insert statements, they will be taken care of once we save it, but make sure that the customer changes have been properly incorporated. Right, so everything has been copied here. Again, just for checking, you can see that this was number 1, and then check the next one. This is insert number 2. This is insert number 2. You can see it on the right. If you go to the next modification, this is insert number, okay, we're still at 2. This is insert number 3. So there were 3 modifications here, which we have also, we can check here. So we are at number 3. This is number 2, and this was number 1. So once we have done that, we'll just go in and do a save. Once you do a save, it asks you, have you adjusted all modifications? Say yes. Do not do a save until you have done all the modifications. Okay, so now you have done save, you have done back. Now you'll go back. So once you're going back, the status of this changes from yellow to post processing required, and in post processing it just asks you to activate. Just do a check first. No errors found. Activate. And then you can just do a confirm adjustment. So as soon as you did that, the status of it changed and went into processing completed. So making a semi-automatic correction is a slightly difficult, or slightly you need a little more focus on it. So in this example, another thing about this one is just do not press back until you have finished all the adjustment, because once you press back, there is no way for you to go back inside and change anything again. You'll have to just like open it in a new transaction and go, but from SPOW you will not be able to go. Okay, so then coming to the last one here, this is a function group. You compare versions, so go to delta display. It tells you that the title has been changed. So what change was this? You can check it like this, a single double column, or you can do a full display and delta. So here it says on the right hand side it was message from download service, and on the left it is all the same. The difference is the letter D. So this is fine, we can keep it. And here something was inserted and one item was deleted. So this is, it's the same. We'll just go to a delta display, go down, single double column, we can see there was no really change, so we can go ahead and reset it. Okay, so that was for the automatic, semi-automatic adjustment. Now if you go to the automatic adjustment, so here again you have to do the same thing. You have to do a compare version for both, but the only thing is, so here the text symbol has been inserted, so that's fine, we don't need to do anything here. Cannot display business workplace, so we'll just go in and do a double click. So just check again what it was. So did you see that? In automatic we don't have to do anything, the system just takes care of everything. So here just do a, there's no difference in this, so we'll just do a reset. Here two text symbols were changed, but just so in this function group in report, we can see in the version that during the previous version the two text symbols were inserted. So we just have to make sure that these two text symbols 43 and 44 are present in the current function group. So since I cannot see it here, I'll go to report text like this and just go to 43 and 44. So it's already present here, documentation, information, and selectable systems. And if we go to, okay, there is no attributes here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on adjust and activate. So now we are left with the red ones, that the modification assistant has been switched off. So in this we'll do a compare versions, and there is no difference in the version, so that's good for us. We'll just do a reset. In the next one, do a compare versions, and again there is no difference in the two. And that's how we've completed the with assistant tab. Now going ahead to without assistant. So here again you can see the statuses. Some are possible reset candidates, some are manual adjustments, and then these have already been taken care of. So we'll start with the possible reset candidate. So here when you do a compare version, you can see the attributes have not been changed. So we'll do a reset. Now when I was saying before that we don't have a compare version available in without assistant, what I meant is if there is, when you want to go for the adjust, you don't have a split screen editor that says the current version and the previous version on the right and left hand side. It's, you have to go to the transaction and then make the changes. We'll see it now if there is an example of that kind. So here the short text before was table type for note, and it is table type of note, so that's fine. We can do it a reset. Right, so this is a package. Okay, we run the right. So this is a package where development class. So since it's a package, we just go ahead and do a reset.